All right, so this is the example we were discussing last week at the very end of the session, right? So we get to know that there is a requirement of creating a circuit for a particular home, right? And the requirement is there are like two doors and two windows. So they need to ring an alarm or like buzz an alarm in a theft, right? During a theft, right? So how they are going to manage it is like they are going to put the sensor with two windows and the two doors, and they will be connected through the gates for the alarm to be buzzed, right? So when you are given such scenario, there is a way that you can argue to create this particular circuit, right? So when you are arguing regarding the output or regarding the circuit of a particular scenario, right? So you have to go through the you have to read through the scenario, and you have to capture what is going to be the output of this circuit, and what are the things that control the output of this circuit. And then you have to recognize what are the states, or like which states of the inputs are indicating 1 and 0 when we are trying to develop the circuit, right? So we recognize the inputs, we recognize the output, then we need to know what are the state of the input which indicates 1 and which indicates 0, which will help you to do, or like which will help you to construct the particular circuit, right? And here in the scenario, they have introduced us, or they have illustrate over here. Input is 1 when window or door are open. Input is 0 when window or door are closed, right? And and here it says when all the inputs are 0, there will be no alarm, right? And in the next page, the para says, however, there will be an alarm when one input value is 1, or several input values are 1, or all input values are 1, right? And again, when it comes to the alarm, they haven't specified the alarm 1 and 0 over here neither. Yeah. Now they haven't specified about the alarm, but it's better if they have said that thing. So we generally, when it comes to the output, the activated mod is considered as 1, and the deactivated mod is considered as 0, right? But it's better, it gives, if they have given when the alarm is buzzing, it indicates 1, and when the alarm is not buzzing, it indicates 0, right? Okay, so now let's in the book they have given you several different circuits, and like given an idea about the thing. I'm not going to go through that, right? For, instead of that, I'm going to talk through on this circuit, and I'll tell you how the things are going to manage, and how you can get into the circuit very easily, right? Okay, hold on a minute. I need to check my whiteboard. Okay. All right. Now, first of all, we have to clarify what are the inputs and what are the outputs of this circuit, right? So that's the first thing that we have to do, right? So here I'm writing the first thing. Let's say specifying inputs and the outputs. All right. So now inputs are given from what to this circuit? Inputs are given the window 1 and window 2, door 1 and door 2, right? So that is the inputs. And what are the outputs over here? So the output is given by the alarm. Right. Is this clear, people? How we are going to clarify the inputs and the outputs once we are given a particular scenario? Yes, everyone. I'm talking about the things inside the book. So from that scenario, I was referring to these inputs and outputs. Right, okay. All right. So the next thing that we have to clarify is states of the inputs. Output. Now, this is, since it is the very first time that we are talking about this, that is why I'm going on this descriptive manner. But when you are going to do the things, you can straight away go for the things, right? You will realize how the things are going to happen, right? So then we figure out what are the states of the inputs and outputs, right? So to do that, I'm going to take the same scenario over here, same content. Right, so the states, when it comes to the states, we take, if it is open, it indicates 1. If it is closed, it indicates 0. Right? And how we are going to take these things? From the scenario. Right? If it is open, it is 1. If it is closed, it is 0. Again here, if it is open, it is 1. If it is closed, it is 0. And if it is open, it is 1. If it is closed, it is 0. right? And when it comes to the alarm, what we are doing is it is buzzing. It indicates 1, not buzzing, that indicates 0. All right. So now we know all the states of the inputs and output. Yeah. Is this clear, everyone? Give me the confirmation. And why we are thinking about the states? Because we are going to work with the logic gates, right? Is it clear, everyone? Great. All right. Now, in the third part, what we are trying to do is we're trying to figure out how the output behaves due to the inputs. So in that case, we are going to talk about, or we are going to concentrate on the places or the scenarios which we are going to have 1 as the output. Or in other case, in this scenario, state 1 indicates the alarm buzzing. So we are thinking about the buzzing scenarios, right? Or the alarm buzzing scenarios, right? So the third step, illustrate how the output behaves due to inputs, right? Now, at this point, we have to think a little, right? We have to think a little how these things are working. Now, if I ask you to explain or to illustrate the situation where the alarm buzz, how we are going to describe that? මම කිව්වොත් alarm එක බස් වෙන්නේ මොන වෙලාවටද කියන එක මට කියන්න කොහොමද මේක වෙන්නේ? Now, how we are going to describe with help of these inputs and outputs? So alarm will be buzz on which scenario, on which situation? Yes, people, give me suggestions. You don't need to be correct, right? I need the suggestions. You can type in the suggestions, or you can on the mic and tell. Yes, like according to the scenario, how this alarm is buzzed. Okay, we are getting some suggestions. When input is 1, Dinelka, is it should it be all the inputs going to be 1, or like any one of those? Ravindu, alarm is on. Yes, alarm is on. Now I'm asking Ravindu, how the alarm is going to be on. That means කොහොමද alarm එක 1 කියන state එකට එන්නේ from the inputs. Yes, Pehara, when the doors and windows are open, can you be a little bit clarified? When the door 1 open, like Udamya, is it only the door 1 or any one of the door? Dinelka, yes, it is any one of the doors. Yes, Sairi, when any input is, like according to this scenario, is open. Now, if I explain it from ones and zeros, how I'm going to say? If any input is 1, alarm is going to buzz, right? if any input is 1, alarm is going to buzz, right? So when we are writing that, we have to write it with the participation of all the inputs. හැම input එකක්ම consider කරගෙන තමයි ඕක ලියන්න ඕනේ, right? So the general scenario is, what's the general scenario? මම මේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතන විදිය දැන් මේ හිතේ වැඩ කරන විදිය තමයි මම ලියන්නේ. Like when you are doing the questions, you don't need to write these things, right? You can do the rough works regarding these things, right? So according to the scenario, if any of the doors or windows is open, the alarm will buzz. Right? Now I'm going to write the same illustration with the involvement of this window 1, window 2, door 1 and door 2. So how I'm going to write this? Right? You have to understand this pattern. So I can say the same thing at the top, which is written in red. If I say it like this, if window 1 or window 2 or door 1 or door 2 is open, the alarm will be buzzed. Yes, people, are you getting this? So I wrote the same our idea with the help of the inputs. Yes, everyone, are you getting this? Right, great, brilliant. Yes. Now, yeah, I miss a little thing. Once after we clarify the inputs and outputs, it's better we give some variables to those. අපි මේ boolean expression එකක් ලියන්න හදන්නේ. So I'll take window 1 as W1, window 2 as W2, door 1 as D1, and door 2 as D2. And I'll take alarm as A. Right? So I'll indicate the variables at the the left side over here. So this is W1, this is W2, D1, and D2. Right? For alarm, it's A. Right? So I can I'm going to minimize this saying or my representation or my illustration into an equation. Now look at this, how I'm doing this, right? So I'm taking my output is alarm, right, which is A. So I'm saying, therefore, alarm equals, right? Alarm equals window 1 or window 2 or door 1 or door 2. Now what did I do? The previous saying, the previous illustration, I'm sorry, I took it to a equation kind of thing. So I say output will be equal to door 1 or door 2 or door 3, or I'm sorry, the window 1 or window 2 or door 1 or door 2. Right? Now I'm going to map the variables. A equals W1 or W2 or D1 or D2. People, are you getting this? All right. So now we are done. So our final expression, right? So the final answer is going to be what? A equals W1 plus W2 plus D1 plus D2. So you know how to draw this, right? How we are going to draw this? That is the fourth thing that we need to do. So illustrate how the output behaves due to inputs. So the fourth one, draw the circuit according to the expression derived. Yes, Ravindu, you are going to have, and you will see those are very easy, right? You are not going to do this. මේ මං කරනවා වගේ ගොඩක් දිගට කරන්නේ නැහැ. මම මේ එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරන නිසා කරන්නේ. ඔයගලන්ට සිනාරියෝ එක කියවලා මේ වැඩේ කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? I'm going to practice to that point, right? Ravidu, third one. What do you mean by third one, Ravidu? Third is over here, third point. This is going to be the fourth. Right? So now we are given the expression, we only need to create the circuit. We know how to do that. මොකද අපි expressions දුන්නම circuits ඇන්දා නේද? So it's easy. Neda, like there will be W1, W2, D1, D2. We can have input lines. Then textbook එකේ නම් මේකට O gates තුනක් පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙනවා. But we don't need 3 O gates. Ravidu, කියන එක මට තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ පුතේ. Question 3 in our paper. Like මේක අහන්නේ පුතේ ඔයගලන්ගේ first question එකේ, like the compulsory question. There are like 10 parts. They are going to ask this one as one of those parts. Right? So the most simple way is taking a line from each and every point and sending it through a one big O gate right? So you will be having the output A, right? But you can see in the textbook, they have taken 3 O gates to bus it. So instead of 3 O gates, we can do it from one particular O gate, right? And as they illustrate over here, if none of the sensors, when none of the sensors receiving indicate in 1, or in other words, when the sensors, all the sensors are indicating 0, alarm is not going to buzz. If any of the sensors indicating 1, it's going to give you a buzzing. Terunada, did you got this? So drawing the circuit in this manner or in this manner, both are correct, right? But this is the much efficient way of doing it, right? All right, let's note down first. Nether. Have the heading like this: practical usage of logic gates, and put the example 1 and home alarm system. And under that, write this point to this point. Right, only the highlighted parts. Yeah, continue with up to this point, people. Tesandu, පුතේ අපි පොඩ්ඩක් දේවල් ටිකක් කතා කරා ලිව්වේ නෑ මොකුත් දැන් තමයි ලියන්න පටන් ගත්තේ. So start from this point. You can copy down the highlighted parts. Then I'll show you what to be written, right? And you may add the things that I'm writing on the screen now, right? After writing the highlighted part. Right? So the highlighted part should be written, and then the things I have written here. Right? Copy those things, then we'll copy the things on the whiteboard. All right, it seems one is done. How about others? People, are we still writing this? Right, okay. Is there anyone still writing this? Please indicate if there is anyone. Right. So let's move to the whiteboard. So after this, these are the steps that you are going to follow. And people, this does not indicate that you need to write each and every these things when you are doing a question. This is just for the clarification. So write it. When you are doing the question, you go through this as a rough work, right? Then just come up with a particular expression and draw the circuit. That's all I need, right? Okay, so you can write this under the example one, right? I'll move the screen time by time, right? So you can copy this down. Ravindu, yes, Puta, it is specifying. Yeah, I'm missing the Y part. No, Fying should be there. People, let me know if I'm scrolling faster. After alarm, where? Hold on. Buzzing. 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 Right? Right. So one is done. How about others? Right, Lamai? Is there anyone still writing this? All right. Is there anyone still writing this? Please indicate. Okay. Okay, Ravindu. Carry on. Carry on. Right. All right. So let's move to the other example. Right now, people, we are just discussing the other example, right? So the next example, though, before I move to the next example, so this is the truth table that they have drawn regarding the previous question, the question we have done. So now we can easily understand about this, right? Because it should be, the output should be always one, right? At least one input is indicating one, isn't that? So like here in the very first line, no input indicates 1, so it outputs as 0. So in all other cases, at least one input. Here we got 2, here we got 1, here we got 2. At least one input indicates 1, so the output going to be 1. Right? So simple as that. Right? So that is the way, that's the behaviorance of the truth table, right? If you ask to create something like this, you can easily create it. We know how to create a truth table for a given expression, right? So we have done those things. So the second one is the circuit designed to control street lights, right? So it's saying the following figure 4.29 is a circuit designed using logic gates to control street light. This is designed using dark light sensor, timer, and the manual switch. right? So it says there are several occasions when the lights are on. There are when only the manual switch is closed, right? So then the light is on when the manual switch is closed. You can make automatically on when it connect. Manual switch off now, it automatically ons when the surrounding is dark. When the input of the timer is 1 and when the environment is dark, right? When only the manual switch, oh, what is this? What is this? Are they fixing this out? When only the manual switch is closed. No, ayo. What have they have done? Yeah. So now it's like these people. Manual switch is closed means like here they are trying to illustrate according to the close of the science. Like science wala api switch එක close කියලා කතා කරන්නේ. So if the in this situation the switch is open, right? We are indicating the switch in science. The symbol is this. So this is switch is open. So switch is closed means it's going to be like this, right? So that is what it says, right? Okay. So yeah. So they are indicating two different scenarios that this light can be on, right? So when the switch is closed, you can make this scenario, this particular, the green color scenario, when the switch is closed, the bulb is on because the circuit is complete. Otherwise, they say, using this particular, when the input of the timer is 1 and when the environment is dark, right? So the same way, it has 3 inputs. Neither the switch is going to be a 1 input and timing is going to be another input and the environment sensor is going to be another input, right? Or the dark light sensor. So these are the 3 inputs it has. So like we discussed, so if we are given this scenario, we have to identify what are the inputs that controls the output. So these are the inputs which controls the output: dark light sensor, timer, and the manual switch. So what's going to be the output, people? The output is going to be the bulb, right? So this the bulb will be light up. So bulb is the one which indicates the output. So 3 inputs, 1 output, right? And how they are saying this thing is going to work: when only the manual switch is closed, right? So that means, as I told you, the circuit is completed, so the bulb will be light on, and or the input of the timer is 1 and the environment is dark, right? So let's take a look how the ones and zeros are being defined here. So it says the manual switch is closed, it inputs 1, right? And when the input of the timer is 1 and when the environment is dark, if the time is in the range of 2 pre-arranged range, the input is 1 and otherwise 0. So the timer says like, it describes. This means the input of 1 when time is from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., the darker period, time is 1. And from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., the daytime period, input is 0, right? And again, yes, Tesandu, yes. Right, then it says about the light sensor here. Light sensor will be 1 when there is a light above our prearranged value, it will be 0 when it is dark. So like at the daytime, it's going to be 1. And in the night time, it's going to be 0. Right? So this is the way that the other input is working. So we know what are the ways that this is working, neither. So as we argued earlier, the second example, how it's going to be, the inputs are going to be the switch and the light sensor and the timer, right? So they have described switch closed indicates 1. So switched open indicates 0. Light sensor, like when there is light, how they were saying, the light sensor will be 1 when there is light. Yeah. So they take 1 when there is light and they take 0 when there is dark. And timer 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. indicates 0. Neither. Yeah. 0 when from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. it's 0. And 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. it is 1. And that is the inputs. And the output, it's going to be the bulb. So it is on, or bulb is, it's better we get on and off. Light is on, it indicates 1. Light is off, it indicates 0. Right? So what is going to be the illustration of the the work of the inputs to take the output? So we can say bulb is on when manual switch is closed or light sensor is dark and timer is between 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Right? So if I take switch as S, light sensor as L, timer as T, and bulb as B, how can I compress this? We can say bulb equals switch is closed or light sensor dark. I write it over here. And timer is between 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Now here you have to be very careful, because if we take the bulb is on, so we can take it as B. And it says switch is closed. Now switch is closed indicated by 1. No problem. We can take S as it is. So S. O, light sensor is dark. Now look at where the light sensor is dark. Light sensor dark equals 0. So we can't take L on that place. Instead of that, we can take L bar, right? Or in other words, not L. 1 is the value which indicates the variable as it is. 0 is the complement of it. So we are having L bar. And it says, like, only the dark environment does not on the light. With that, we need timer between 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So timer between 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. that is 1. So we can take timer as it is. Right? So here we can understand this happens alone. Switch has the ability to on and off the bulb, and these two together has the ability to do that also, on and off in the bulb. So finally we can write the answer. So B equals S plus L bar dot T. Yes, everyone, is this clear? Yes, people, is it clear? Udamya, okay. Right. Udamya Dua, can you understand the states of the inputs and the outputs, Dua? Yeah, Ravidu, come again. Hear me out again, right? Can all of you, yeah, please, everyone, please reply. Can every one of you understand how the states of the input is going on? Can you all understand that why certain things indicate by 1 and why certain things indicate by 0? Are all clear with that? Yeah, great, great. So, yes, Puta. Do anyone got a question? Okay. So, are you clear with what I have written in red? The lighting up scenario, bulb lighting up scenario. Are you all clear with that? Bulb එක පත්තු වෙන්නේ මොන වෙලාවටද කියන එක ලියලා තියෙනවා. Right, okay. All right. Ravindu, in the question, in the book, they say there are several occasions when lights are on. See, several occasions when lights are on. Light එක on when occasions ටික කියලා තියෙන්නේ. මේකේ මේ තුන්වෙනි එක මට හිතෙන්නේ printing mistake එකක්. එක මේක repeat කරලා තියෙන්නේ. So it says when only the manual switch is closed. Right? So when only the manual switch is closed means, Ravindu, like I said before, ඒගොල්ලෝ අර සයන්ස් වලට අදාළව අරන් තියෙන නැත්නම් අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ස්විච් එක කතා කරන්නේ ස්විච් එක on නම් ලයිට් එක on ස්විච් එක off නම් ලයිට් එක off කියලානේ right දැන් මෙයාගේ off situation එක තමයි මේ තියෙන්නේ ඒ කියන්නේ මෙතෙන්ද කියනවා අපි ස්විච් එක open situation එක තමයි මේක මේ තමයි ස්විච් එක close situation එක so because of that the light will be on when the switch is closed. Is that clear, Ramidu? Right. So that is what they are trying to say from the very first line. So switch can maintain or manipulate the bulb alone. Switch එක close නම් bulb එක on වුණා switch එක open නම් bulb එක off වුණා right and the second scenario that they have said is when the input of the timer is 1 and when the environment is dark that is the other case right so you can on the bulb either from the switch or in case if your switch is closed I'm sorry, switch is closed. Switch is open, right? It's ඒගොල්ලෝ scenario එකත් එක්ක පටලගෙන තියෙන දැන් right switch එක close කියලා කියන්නේ circuit එක වැඩ bulb එක on වෙනවා කියන එක. ඒතර switch එක open වෙලා තියෙනකොට right ඒ කියන්නේ මේ scenario එකේ තියෙනකොට switch එක if the environment is dark and the timer is like going in between 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. That means the darker time, hours available. Right? If both the things are satisfied, as the question says, as the scenario says, the bulb will light up. Can you all understand both the scenarios where the bulb is on? Yes, everyone? If you still got any doubts, just let me know. Yeah, I need the confirmation from everyone. Is that clear? All right. All right. Yeah, Ravindu, it's not only environment is dark, the timer should be in between 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. ඒ කියන්නේ හිතන්නකෝ දැන් මේ අද වගේ දවසක වහින දවසක මේ සිනාරියෝ එකේ හැටියට right සිනාරියෝ එක කියලා තියෙන විදිහට අද වගේ දවසක මේ දවල් වෙලාවේදී බල්බ් එක on වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ අදත් වහිනකොට පරිසරය අඳුරුයිනේ. Environment is dark. So light sensor will indicate dark. But since the timer is in between 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. නිසා 6 a.m. වල ඉඳලා 6 p.m. වෙනකන් තියෙනකොට bulb is not going to on. Are you getting this, Ravidu? So both the conditions should be satisfied. Our time maker 6 p.m. in between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. වෙන්න ඕන. හවස 6යි උදේ 6යි අතර වුණොත් සහ environment එක dark. එතකොට රැක් කියන්නේ කොහොමත් environment එක dark වෙනවනේ. Right? එතකොට දෙකම okay වෙන්න ඕනේ. තෙසඳු තෙසඳු ස්විච් එක on off කියලා කියන්නේ තෙසඳු මේ සයන්ස් වලට අනුව ඒගොල්ලෝ. ඒක හරි අපරාධ එහෙම කන්ෆ්ලික්ට් කරගත්තේ. නමුත් අපිට තියෙන එකත් එක්ක කතා කරන්න වෙනවනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ ස්විච් එක ඕපන් කියන්නේ තෙසඳු මම මේ ඇඳලා තියෙන විදිය. එතකොට බල්බ් එකක් පත්තු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ ස්විච් එකම පහලට කනෙක්ට් කරාම තමයි කොළ පාට විදිහෙන් ඇඳලා තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට තමයි සර්කිට් එක කම්ප්ලීට් වෙන්නේ. එතකොට බල්බ් එක on වෙනවා. ඒක සෙපරේට් වැඩක්. right ඒ කියන්නේ එකම බල්බ් එකට switch එකක් තියෙනවා sensors දෙකකුත් තියෙනවා. අපිට switch එකෙන් මෙයාව on off කරන්න පුළුවන් ඕන වෙලාවක. sensor එකෙන් on වෙන්නේ environment එක dark වෙලා තියෙන්නත් ඕනේ timer එක හවස 6යි උදේ 6යි අතර වෙලාවක්. ඒ කියන්නේ රෑ වෙලාවක් indicate කරන්න ඕනේ. Tesandu clear? Right. Okay. Now look at the scenario that I have called. දැන් ඔයගලන්ට වැඩේ ලේසි. දැන් අපි red color වලින් ලියලා තියෙන scenario එක we have summarized it. Bulb is on. මම මෙතන is on කියන එකක් ගන්නම්. is on කියන කෙනා අපි equal කරා. bulb is on. bulb එක on අවස්ථාව අපි මොකද bulb එක on කරගන්න නියමනාව තියෙන්නේ. එයා තමයි එක කියලා consider කරන අවස්ථාව bulb එකේ. Right? So bulb is on when switch is closed. switch එක close වෙන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම නැත්නම් light sensor is dark and timer between 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Is that clear? Now we have summarized that. Yes, people, is that clear? Ravindu, I am not clear with what you are saying, Puta. Ravindu, what is the chart? Chart. Yeah, this is not a chart. I'm just summarizing what I have written in red as it in the green one. Is that what you are talking about, Ravindu? Okay, so is it not clear? Yeah, what do you want by the green one, Ravindu? I'm just summarize the red one into the green. Switch is closed. I took this over here. O, light sensor is dark and the timer between 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So I copy it over here. Right? Okay, now I'm going to map this. Now, okay, map කරන එක බලන්න මෙහෙම හොඳටම තේරෙයි ඔයගලන්ට. මේ බලන්න. Now, according to the Boolean algebra, like according to the way we are going to indicate this, if switch is closed, it indicates 1. So in the variable format, it indicates as S. 0 indicate as S bar. In light sensor, 1 indicate L, 0 indicates L bar. In timer, 0 indicates T bar. This indicates T. Right? It is the way of representing those. If particular variable is there, the 1 will indicate the same state. The 0 indicates the complemented state or the state when it reached through the NOT gate. Is that clear, people? මේ මම S and S bar, L and L bar, T bar and T කියලා ලියපු එක clearද? 1 කියන එක වෙන්නේ S, 0 කියන එක වෙන්නේ S bar. It is the way we are approaching. Yes, everyone, is that clear? All right. All right. So what it says, now how the bulb is on, when switch is closed. Switch is closed means this should be satisfied. Switch is closed. This one should be satisfied. Or light sensor is dark. Light sensor is dark means this one should be satisfied. With what? With timer is on. That means this one should be satisfied. Right? So light is on because either the switch is on or because of these two. Is that clear, people? Everyone, is that clear? Udamya, how about you, Dua? Okay. So look at the states that they collect. This is S. This is L bar. And this is T. So those are the letters I have taken. S, L bar and T. So switch is closed. It indicates by S. Light sensor dark indicate by L bar. And timer is 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. indicates by T. So that gives you the final answer. Is that clear? Yeah, Tesandu, කොතන්ටද ඇන් දාන්න බැරිද කියලා අහන්නේ? ඒ කියන්නේ මෙතනටද පුතේ? මෙතනටද ඇන් දාන්න පුළුවන්ද බැරිද කියලා අහන්නේ? මෙතන SOL. ඔව්. මොකද ඒගොල්ලෝ කියලා තියෙනවනේ පුතේ මෙහෙම. මේ book එකේ 126 page එකේ කියලා තියෙනවා නේද? There are several locations when the lights are on. එතකොට මේ අවස්ථා කීපේ තමයි කියලා තියෙන්නේ. When only the manual switch is closed. ඒක එක අවස්ථාවක්. එතකොට මේකනේ අනිත් අවස්ථාව. ඒ කියන්නේ එක්ක මෙයා වෙලාවට on වෙනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් මේක වෙලාවට on වෙනවා. Right? ඒක තමයි අපි මෙතන ගත්තේ switch එක close වෙලාවට on වෙනවා. නැත්නම් මේ දෙන්න ඕකේ වෙලාවට on වෙනවා. ඔව් පැරග්‍රාෆ් එකේ තියෙන හින්දා තමයි පුතේ. අපි assume කරලා නෙවෙයි. මොකද අපිට question එක දෙන විදිහටනේ සඳු අපිට argue කරන්න වෙන්නේ. Right? ඒත් පැරග්‍රාෆ් එකේ තියෙන්නේ ඒ scenarios දෙකෙන් එකකදී. switch එක close කරාම නෑ හිතලා දාන්න ඕනේ නෑ. පැරග්‍රාෆ් එකේ තියෙන එක තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ argue කරන්නේ. ඔයගලන්ට දෙන question එකයි ඔයගලන්ට argue කරන්න වෙන්නේ. right? So switch එක manually close වෙනවා. ඒ වෙලාවට bulb එක on වෙනවා. නැත්තම් dark වෙලාවට light sense එක dark indicate කරලා time එක in between 6 pm 6 am නම් on වෙනවා. right? එතකොට light sense එක dark indicate කරන්නේ 0 වෙලාවට ඒකයි අපි L bar කියලා දැම්මේ. time එක 6 pm to 6 am indicate කරන්නේ 1. ඒක නිසා අපි T කියලා දානවා. right? So we can write the final answer like this. So according to this, how we are going to draw the circuit? It's easy. S, L, and T is there. So first we are creating L bar dot T. You know why? L bar එක තමයි මුලින් හදාගන්න ඕනේ. අපි circuit අඳිනකොට ඔක කතා කරා. So we create L bar. Then we take T and we put it through an AND gate. Excuse me. Then we are taking a line from S, and the output of this are going to put inside an OR gate. So this is L, this is going to give you L bar, this is T, so this is going to give you L bar dot T, then this is going to give you the final answer, S plus L bar dot T, or else we can write it like B. Anna Hari, yes. Yes, Desandu. Right, people, are you clear about this? Do you still got any doubts? Right. So next week we are going to do some activities using this. Right. I'll bring you some questions. Right, and we are going to draw those circuits and see whether you got this or not. Right. So then after we can move to the new lesson, which is the practical lesson, which is called Excel. Right. So until that, please go through this again and see whether you are taking things, right? So the steps are there in your book. So get ready to do the questions on next week, right? Okay, people, I hope things are clear with you. If you still have some problems regarding this, I am free to ask, right? So you can ask from the WhatsApp or by calling me or at any time, doesn't matter, right? So go through this. Let's do some nice questions by next week with this knowledge, right? So thank you very much, everyone. I'll see you next week for the same time, right? Okay. No, Tesandu, අපි මේක discuss කරා විතරයි, අපි මේක ලියන්න යන්නේ නැහැ. අපි අලුතෙන් questions ටිකක් try කරලා බලමු. So මම ඒ වෙලාවටත් මෙහෙම help කරන්නම්. Right? අපි එකක් ලියාගත්තනේ පුතා. That is enough. Right? All right, people. Have a nice weekend. Right? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right? Okay, people. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.